You can see the cogs turning in
Hello,
my brain
people.
as I try to do this.
Look at Pete posting and everything, like being all busy and stuff. But yes, we should
Attempting
be
to social
live.
media.
Yeah, exactly. Posting to social media. So we should be live. I've never done a stream with like more people than just me. Normally I talk for about 2.5 hours or 4 or however long I stream because I just talk a lot. But today I am joined with Dakota from Dakota of
Hello, hello,
Earth
hello.
and also Pete from History Time.
Hello.
And the three of us are doing a tour in Turkey in September. And you can
Right.
actually join us. Wait,
Oh, yeah.
what?
You should join us. Yeah.
Exactly, you should join us. And today we are going to
Absolutely.
convince you why.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, so Dakota, you set up this entire tour and you contacted
Yes.
me a couple years ago for the first time and asked me if I wanted to do a Turkey tour with you. And I graciously accepted, as we all know. And I went back again. And now we are going back again. So why don't you tell people a little bit about why you set up these tours and what your goal is, things like that.
Okay. So I first went to Turkey. It was almost probably 10 years ago now. And I heard about Göbekli Tepe and I heard about, some other sites around that area. And for some reason, it just felt so kind of crazy to go to a place like that. And I remember just making the decision, like, I'm just going to go. And I went. And then I ended up finding out about Sogmatar, another place that we'll visit on the tour and a place that you've been. Pete, did you ever get to see Sogmatar?
Nope. So I'm
Oh,
super excited about that one. Yeah.
it's
I
so
did the I
good.
did Karahan Tepe was about off the beaten, the most that I went off the beaten path.
And that's
I
pretty far. That's pretty far off
grabbed
the beaten path.
grabbed a taxi. It was like 40 minutes in a taxi from Sanliurfa into these sort of off-road goat paths through the mountains. It might be different now, but when I went, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. So it was kind of like no one really was visiting, and it
Yeah.
was so exciting. Such a cool place.
On my first trip, I also found Karahan Tepe. And when I went there, they didn't excavate anything yet. It was just a couple pillars sticking out of the ground. So it was just it was just a hill. Nothing,
Whoa.
no excavation, not a
That's
single dig.
insane. Oh, that's
So I was
insane.
walking around and I've got footage from my first trip there.
Yeah.
And we're just like talking, wow, there's probably something so crazy under here.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Because when I visited, I mean, loads more has been dug since then, just in the last 4 years. But when I
It
went,
is insane.
you could see the pillars poking out of the ground, and it's like there's an enclosure right there. You're walking over it. Man, to see the whole hill when it was like that's crazy.
And I've pretty much gone back every year since they've began excavation. So I've seen every single stage of it. And I have pictures and videos. So it's going to be cool in like 10, 20 years or something,
Yeah.
to go back.
Because there's
and
so
just-
much more. There's so much more to dig, Oh, man. What crazy carvings are going to be under there and crazy statues.
I mean, who would have thought you would find like dead body carvings with penises and stuff? It's like the most
So many
abstract,
penises.
obscure type of thing you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So my first trip, I was just so inspired by all of this mystery that, that this specific area had. Göbekli Tepe,
Yeah,
they're calling it the
course.
oldest. And it's like such, it's the mastery of the art is so developed and so established. So it's like, mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And
it is.
it just has, I just kept following that. And I got real inspired actually to go back to Sogmatar I just got inspired by the village and we started making these donations to the village from my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then slowly that turned into Milo Rossi Mini Man. He came and we did like a gigantic fundraiser. We raised like $60,000 during the earthquake time. And then like slowly this like donation thing just kept growing and helping out Turkey through these kind of tours and bringing people there. And yeah, that ball just turned into this little chat.
No, it's amazing.
Long story short.
I've been to Sogmatars and I've seen the work that you guys have done, and I mean I know all about it at this point, but it's been amazing, and I really love the idea of giving back to the people, giving back to the locals, not just going there and just seeing awesome stuff, but like actually giving back and doing something good, and especially the kids at like Sogmatar.
They like get so excited when we show up because they know.
They're amazing. I love the
Yeah.
kids at Sokmatar. The kids at Schwaib, not necessarily. Because they sometimes
Those
throw
are
rocks
the
at you,
evil
like
ones.
small rocks. But the kids at Sokmatar, they're really sweet, and most of them just live in the village. They have nothing. And to know that tours like this help them get like stuff to go to school, get backpacks
Basic,
filled
backpacks.
with like school stuff, everything
Yeah,
they need for
notebook.
like the year.
And they're so excited to get such a simple thing,
Yeah.
You give them a backpack and it's.
But like it's part
they'll
of their
carry it around.
future in a way as well, giving back like that. Because you're making sure that if they go to school, they might actually have a chance at like going and studying later on if they're older, and maybe getting that good job and getting away from the life that they were born in, because they had no chance when they were born. Like kids in like villages in Sokmatar, they live in mud brick houses. Like for the people who may not know, they actually live in mud brick houses. And that's crazy to think about.
It's a very unequal country, Turkey.
Yeah.
So when you're going through, particularly in Eastern Turkey, you will see a lot of impoverished people. In the West, it's different. In the west of Turkey, it's all sort of like nice buildings. And Istanbul, it's a very modern city. But it's a big country, big old country. And the further east you go, the kind of the poorer. The more that it's forgotten about, really, by the central government.
It's crazy. So because I've done this tour twice now with Dakota in the past few years, I was thinking about adding another YouTuber to it because, I want to share this experience with other YouTubers as well, especially YouTubers that I follow and that I support. And therefore, I invited Pete from History Time along to this tour as well. And so, Pete, why don't you probably they know you way better than they know me because you've got way more subscribers. But
don't be silly. This is your channel. Of course
true, but my people
nobody knows
that
me
watch
on this
me
channel.
definitely know about Pete Kelly from History Time.
They
don't worry.
I don't know about that. They might know History Time.
Yeah.
But History Time is kind of the faceless thing. They probably won't know Pete Kelly. However, I am the voice, the disembodied voice behind the channel History Time. You could say that. I make disturbed mind probably because I make ridiculously long things that take a stupid amount of time to make. I suppose that's why I'm revealing my face now, because I've been doing this for 10 years and it's a long time to make 3-hour history documentaries, sort of lose myself in it every single time. But I can't get enough of history and archaeology. And I was delighted to be invited on this tour because I also, like Dakota, have been going to Turkey for over 10 years. My first trip to Turkey was 2012. So what's that? 14 years ago. Insane amount of time. But really, I was a kid at that point and I was just drinking, hanging out. I did go to some archaeological sites, but only the big popular ones.
Yeah.
But I've been going back not quite every year, but I've been back maybe 7 or 8 times since, which some of them I spent a month in the country or 5 weeks in the country. And honestly, it's one of the best countries in the world for archaeology. It's one of the best countries in the world, full stop, as far as I'm concerned. I have a great time.
Yeah, I agree too.
People are great. The hospitality is fantastic. Some of the best in the world. The food is phenomenal. The landscapes are amazing. Such a variety of landscapes as well. And I just want to. I want to be there now.
I mean, it's
let's
really
go now.
That.
Let's go tonight.
Yeah, no. The moment I think about Turkey, it's it's almost like coming home. The food is perfect. The weather is amazing. The people are kind.
That's right.
The atmosphere,
people
the
are kind,
vibe, everything is just. It's so good, and it just keeps drawing me back. Hello, September, come here.
That's right. Yeah. And then as an aside, it's got absolutely some of the most incredible archaeological sites in the whole world.
Yeah,
a huge variety of them, spanning all periods of human history. So from the very beginning all the way through, the medieval history is absolutely fantastic in Turkey. You've got the Eastern Roman Empire, and then the Turks come along, and it's just this epic story, absolutely epic story. And it's it's this crossroads of East and West as well. You're on the edge of the Silk Road. goes all the way to China from there, and then and the other direction it goes all the way to the Atlantic. And
yeah, it's crazy. And Sanliurfa in general too has so much of that condensed to that single area.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it was the center of one of the Crusader states, the county of Edessa, which then was conquered, and that's why the Second Crusade happened. So if you like your Crusades history as well as like ancient history, you'll be buzzing for this trip.
Hold on. So the Second Crusades happened in Sanliurfa?
Yeah. Well, as a result of Sanliurfa being reconquered by the Muslims, quite rightly, because it was a Muslim city before, but they took it back, and then the Second Crusade got sent over, failed spectacularly.
It's such a deep history there. What else? What else do you got? Tell us some more about Sanliurfa.
Yeah, exactly.
What else about Sanliurfa? I mean, it was a stronghold of the Eastern Roman Empire for a long time, so like 1,000 years. Before that, I don't know before that. Before that, what is it before that? I mean, before the Roman Empire. Let's find out. We'll have to find out.
I guess it was called Ur at one point.
And there, the kingdom of Urartu was in that area. So
there is some debate. I don't know if it's like a serious debate or not, but there's some debate about Ur in Iraq and Ur in Sanliurfa. There's some debate about which one is the original.
I've heard about this, and because you got the pools of Abraham.
You got a lot of weird stuff because the Haran next to Urfa is archaeologically accepted as being the place where Genesis happened, or parts of Genesis happened, where Abraham went and had like some of the visions and stuff. It happened in Haran, but for him to walk from Iraq, all the way from Iraq to go to there and then down to Jerusalem instead of their Ur, I don't know. There's some interest. There's something there to look at.
There definitely is. 100% is. I mean, and this is the very edge of like all of the Bible lands, like where the actual biblical events happen, which is.
And speaking of that, we go to some of those places like Haran, actually.
Yeah.
And Shuaib.
Yeah. What's the deal with that place?
Is
I don't know about that place.
It's a secret kind of like place that my friend that actually organizes the tour. This is just like one of the places that I don't know how he knows about it, just off in the distance somewhere. But it's a biblical place where I guess we call him Jethro in English, which is Moses's father-in-law, I think so, his father-in-law. This is supposed to be the place where Moses received his staff. So people go there to pray, and when you say people, there's like maybe one person there.
Yeah.
I've never really seen anyone there. There's just like little kids running around, just speaking Turkish and yelling at you, and like Kaylee said, throwing rocks at you. But it's a really beautiful place.
The kids aren't even that bad. It's like small rocks. And they don't go to school like the kids in Sokmatar do.
No,
so these kids
sweet.
have nothing going on besides us tourists who drop by. And that doesn't happen often.
But it's also like just an archaeological site. I think there's some maybe Roman. It looks Roman. I don't fully know the full history of the place, but there's different layers of occupation. But there's arches and pillars.
Yeah.
I think that place, I had a brief look at it. I believe it is Roman. I think is it the Roman necropolis? Is that right? Have I got that right? Because I know one of the sites we go to is a big Roman necropolis. So like,
that's in Sanliurfa, right?
Is that in China? Okay, yeah. Because that's super interesting in itself.
Yeah.
That's just right across the street from the museum.
Oh, sweet.
Which is crazy that it's just right in the middle of the city. You just have this like beautiful necropolis.
The museum is actually one of the best museums in Turkey. And
I would say one of the best in the world.
Well, I was going to say, the museums in Turkey are some of the best in the world for sure. It's a very modern museum. It's like, don't know when it was, like last 10 years, it looked like to me, it looked super modern in there.
Yeah.
And
which it makes sense, It's
massive. Yeah. With the Göbekli Tepe, they are getting the tourists in quite rightly. But yeah, that museum, so good. There's so much in there, because you've got.
And the thing about the museum is people don't realize.
Yeah.
I went to like search Shuaib for you guys for a moment, so you can see like these are the arches of Shuaib.
Yeah, it's so cool looking.
For the people who have no clue, like, the kids don't like throw rocks as in like big things. It's like small pebbles, and they throw it near your ankles. Like they don't want to hurt you. Like
I mean,
Not
that
like
happens in my
that.
country.
It's like
It-
kids
no.
being kids, you know? If they had water pistols or water guns, they would have used those.
Yes.
But the museum, people don't understand the things
yeah,
that are
no.
found at Göbekli Tepe. They think it's just the pillars and the carvings, but it's like, no. The
So much
museum,
more.
there's so much more that doesn't really get shown on the internet. All the good stuff is in the museum.
Yeah.
All the the boar they find
Yeah.
that has paint
Yeah.
on it, and little weird lizards and not tigers, but leopards and
Leopards,
everything.
yeah. Just so
Yeah.
many carvings. So many carvings. They brought them all to the museum, and there's a big room just full of them. Like just
Yeah.
to see like the sheer amount of these carvings. It's so cool. It's a whole menagerie of animals.
And
It's
they
this
keep adding
prehistoric
to
zoo.
it. Like
Yeah.
last year they found that human carving at Göbekli Tepe like the day before we went there, and that carving was like that human statue was immediately taken to the museum so they could work on it, like prepare it for exhibiting it at
Just
the
straight
museum.
away. Yeah.
Hopefully it'll
Yeah.
be there once we go back in September. That would be really cool. Yeah.
And those crazy statues they just found. They just found another crazy statue in Karahan, another like
Yeah.
rib statue.
They found so much. We went away, we went home, and then the moment we got home, they found all of it. And it's like, why couldn't you do that while I was still there?
But who knows? You know, we might get lucky in September.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
of course.
definitely.
We might witness the
Oh.
greatest discovery yet being made.
It's just beautiful to see, like, you're just walking there while archaeologists are often at work excavating. And
Yeah.
you can just,
Yeah.
you know, look at what they're doing, and sometimes they find something, and sometimes they
Absolutely.
don't. But, like, at least you get the chance of actually seeing them working at these sites. Last year,
Totally.
we sneakily, I mean, we just drove up to Harbetsuvan Tepe because, you know, it was kind of on the way between two sites. And we were just like, you know what? We're gonna just see. Maybe the archaeologists don't mind us having a peek. And so we went there. And I think the head archaeologist was from the Japanese group. And he was super kind. We were like, will you maybe show us around? And he was like, yeah, sure. Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
gave us every detail.
Can you are we allowed to film? Yeah, go ahead. And it's like, wait, yes and yes? Okay, this is amazing. And so
Did you say he was Japanese?
yeah,
Yeah, the
he was
Japanese
from
team's
the-
running
That's
that.
interesting. That's interesting. I
Well,
love the
also,
Japanese. Of
just
course,
to
he
back
allowed
it
you to
up-
do everything. That's great.
Just to back it up to when they found that statue in Göbekli, they gave that, or not, they didn't give it to her, but they pulled it out for the princess of Japan. So they were giving her a tour of Göbekli Tepe, and they excavated that in front of her. So, and we got to
Yeah.
see
So
all of, like
cool.
this. We got to see the
So
Japanese
cool.
security and stuff.
Oh,
There was
amazing.
Japanese
It was
people
funny.
all around.
She was
That's
at
fun.
every site the day before we went
Yeah,
there.
we were just rallying behind
Every
it.
single site we were one day behind, which was actually really good for the tour because if we had planned that on the same day,
it gets
we
shut
wouldn't
down
have
and
gotten
things, doesn't it?
access.
Yeah.
So it was
absolutely.
actually perfect, but it was really cool. And I had my Turkish nails, so like I had red nails, and then on the ring fingers I had the Turkish flag, and she had the Turkish flag on her pointer fingers.
Oh, there you go. There you
Uh-huh. So I mean, I kind of matched with the Japanese princess, and that was really
Nice.
nice.
go. Nice. That's cool that the Japanese are working at these Tash Tepe sites. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was
I
her
like
grandfather,
when the Japanese
right?
get involved.
That
Also,
loved it.
yeah, her grandfather. Also, Ayanlar is Japanese. They're
Oh, wow.
running the excavation too.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, nice. It's good to see that there's other international teams getting involved because it's just good there's work being done, you know, because this is really the frontier of archaeology. So it's
Yeah.
great that all this work's being done.
They're seeing
You know,
it.
there's crazy people on the internet who say that nothing's being done and like
Oh my
everything's
God, it
being
blows
shut
my
down.
mind.
It's mad. You just need to go there and look at the thing and see like the sheer amount of effort that's going in.
It is so much so much happens just like
Yeah.
month to month.
Constantly going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're
I mean, we
working
were
for
back
archaeology. They're
home.
working at a pace, you know, they're working
Yeah.
at a pace.
But like we were away from Turkey for what, 3 or 4 days, and then they found that first human statue, and then they found that T-pillar statue with that face in Karahan Tepe, then they found another human statue, and like with 2 or 3 weeks of us leaving Turkey, they found like 5 human statues and things. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That
wild.
just happened in the span of like 3 weeks. It's crazy.
It is.
So much happens there.
What does it all mean, you think? What do you think they were doing?
Such a good question.
I think that actually, for the answer to that, I refer you to my 2.5-hour Göbekli Tepe video on YouTube.
I watched the Karahan Tepe one.
Or the Karahan Tepe one, yeah. Or, you know, I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do an extra one. I'm going to do one on the entire Tash Tepe culture. And I'm going to think much more about all of this and much deeper about all these things, because I've looked at the 2 sites in isolation. But what I want to do is look at them in terms of their entire world, because they weren't isolated sites. They were part of this wider phenomenon, this wider culture. What does it all mean? I mean, it just means, like, as far as I'm concerned, it probably is a temple, but it's lots of other things as well. It's a meeting place for all these disparate peoples to come together, maybe a few times a year, to have festivals and ceremonies. I mean, I'm inclined to think it's kind of like Glastonbury 10,000 BC, or like, you know, Burning Man 10,000 BC. Yeah. It's kind of like that. It's kind of a festival. People come together.
Well,
Some
the
people
100,000 animal bones.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge flipping party, man. It's a huge party, but also much more than that. Yeah, beers going on, probably psychedelic drugs, probably. I mean, almost certainly, you know, there are people there having visions, and people who are then taking this information back to wherever they came from, and it's just this sort of like explosion of culture. It's like culture goes into hyperspeed for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the most interesting aspect of the culture for you?
I mean, for me, it's probably just the sheer fact that it exists, and then all around it, there's not much that's like that.
Have to grab
so
something. It's
the sheer uniqueness of that society. Like, it's so different to pretty much everything else that's going on, because their stone carving abilities are very good, and it's the amount of time that they have on their hands. How do they have that time to be able to just do all this stuff? They're supposed to be, you know, until we've found all this stuff in the 90s, like Göbekli Tepe and everything, the archaeologists, hunter-gatherers are supposed to be like struggling to exist.
Right.
But these guys have all this time to do all this stuff. Like, it's like they're showboating. They're just like ridiculously good at doing what they do. They've got an abundance of food. They're living it up. They're living a great life, it seems.
Yeah.
For me, I've been traveling for a lot for the past 10 years. And the thing that I find myself naturally just being interested in and going to look for is like the weird spirituality type of stuff. And I see this symbolism, or like the blueprints of it at these sites. You see the phallic, which would probably have to do with fertility. These people were dying at like 35, 40 if they were lucky, you know? So like having a baby was probably so important. Yeah. And then you see the death. They're collecting the skulls, and they're putting the skulls in little square niches and arranging bones in the corner. And there's like clear some kind of metaphysical understanding happening here, you know? It's like a ritualistic.
Yeah.
For me, that's the most interesing part, because it's like, what are these guys doing? I mean, they're modifying skulls.
There's a well-developed spiritual worldview going on. There you go.
If we're looking at like the map with Göbekli Tepe in the middle, I mean, sorry, my screen is
and there's more sites than that as well.
Like, this isn't even all sites. This is just 12 Tash Tepeler accepted sites. There's that's like dozens, if not hundreds more. But
you've got like the blockbuster sites there, but there's
exactly. But if we look at like Göbekli Tepe, what you said about like the Glastonbury idea, I actually really agree with that. So I've been to the furthest on the map of like Sefer Tepe, Harbetsuvan Tepe, Karahan Tepe, but also Dakota and I went to Çakmak Tepe and Ayanlar, as well as Sayburç, of course. Sayburç is part of the tour. And if we look at like this map, the Göbekli Tepe is a place of all these communities coming together, like you're saying. It's like a place of it's really like ritual feastings, a place of coming together. It's really
like a Stonehenge, a Mecca.
Yeah, it's a Mecca. So
absolutely
that's
pivotal
why I
places
agree
where
with like the temple idea.
Dude, and it's just so
Because-
crazy to imagine if you were just like a Stone Age person and you heard about a place like that.
Yeah,
You live 500
exactly.
miles away or something. You'd be like, oh,
You
we
wanna
gotta go
see it.
see that. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
you wanna see it.
Exactly. Also,
Particularly
what
if you're
I really
nomadic,
like,
you know, you're moving around. You can.
Yeah.
You're moving around. You know, you that's the sort of thing that would make you want to go to that place.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I think this is part of the story of like why so many people were there. You know, because it
Yeah.
seems like so many people were there.
And you
But,
get
like, also
weird
that video-
genome mixes.
Weird.
Genome mixes of like
Yeah.
migration
Yes.
mixes.
Yes. Because people really were coming from really far away. Yeah.
and I like
We're all
before
talking
you go
over each other now
into.
because we're all so excited.
Oh yeah. Well, I like when you go to Göbekli Tepe and you go through like that short museum area. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't go the far side, they just go the quick route. And then they miss that video that spans for like 3 or 4 minutes. And that has like these Stone Age people dancing around and it shows how it was created. And it's such a good video to get into the vibe of the people back then. To get into the atmosphere in which they would have gone there with the rituals and the feastings and the coming together and all these different groups coming there, probably like Pete said, probably doing psychedelics and all that fun stuff. Like, if you miss that video and you don't immerse yourself for those 4 minutes to at least get into that atmosphere and that vibe, you go to Göbekli Tepe and you stand there and it's like, oh yes, rocks. But every time we go and we make people watch that video and then they go there, they all talk about, oh, now this video makes sense. I can actually see it. Oh, this area or this building, that was probably used for this. They get way more into like the zone and the atmosphere and just the mindset of people back in the day. It's such a staggering difference, honestly. Yeah.
I love a museum video.
This one is so
Like-
good though.
I kind of love the old school ones where it's like the CGI looks like it's from the 1800s. This one's actually good though.
This
It's
one.
like
I filmed
this
this
one's
one in
modern,
its entirety,
you know.
and it's so good. It's not even like a documentary style, nothing
No.
like that. It starts
well
with like
made.
DNA stuff that you just
Yeah.
you see some
Yeah.
DNA stuff on a screen, and it's like, oh yeah, cool. And then the music starts to change, and it's like, whoa, wait. If I had smoked a spliff before this, I would have thought I would be out of my mind. Like it really takes you somewhere, and it's amazing.
And this is the thing, like Turkey has invested so much money in its archaeology and its heritage. It's great
Yeah.
to see, because not all countries do that. You know, they've gone out of their way to do this. So the infrastructure is great. The
Yeah.
visitor centers are always great. Like the walkways and everything's always great. It's always like really accessible. Yes,
I want the
they're doing a great job.
tourism to be more booming in Turkey
Yeah,
for
yeah.
this stuff, and that's why we are working on this annual Turkey tour, because we want like it deserves to have a lot of eyes on it. It deserves way
does.
more people to go there,
For sure.
so that it'll be better for tourists in the future, so that they can make walkways and make other sites more accessible that are currently not that great and accessible. Yeah. And more funding for excavations.
I got a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys noticed any later expressions of what we see in Taş Tepeler sites?
A little bit in Malta.
Or like any direct influences that you can be like, okay, this is clearly like maybe someone traveled to Göbekli and this is the echo of it 1,500 years, 2,000 years later.
I mean, we
like
do
for
see,
an example, like Çatalhöyük would be an example.
Yeah, but that's still in Turkey and like still quite close by. If we're
Yeah, that's
looking
what
at it
I mean.
like
In this area, yeah.
Some of the Hittite Empire myths seem to have something possibly to do with the Taş Tepeler sites. There may be some little bit left over. Like there's a whole thing about there's a thing about a scapegoat, right, in the Hittite myths, where people would basically put all of their societal problems onto a goat and then they'd lead the goat out into the desert, and this goat was having a bad time, and that's literally like the scapegoat. And there's some sort of connection. God, I can't remember what the connection even was, but there's a connection between that and Karahan Tepe and Göbekli Tepe.
I think they used to do this sacrifice that goat up by that tree.
Is that what the connection is? Maybe that's what it is.
Could be. We'll see. We'll see what you pull out.
You guys carry on talking. I'm going to do some Googling.
So for like connection and like building styles or techniques and things like that, if we look at like the builders of Göbekli Tepe and the other Taştepeler sites that I had here on the t-shirt, these megalith builders didn't stay stagnant in just Turkey. They went all over Europe, from like the east all the way to the west, as far as Ireland. Because in Newgrange, they had excavations and they found bone fragments, and they DNA traced these bone fragments back to the ancient Anatolian farmers.
In which place? Which country?
Newgrange in Ireland. Which is really far away. And the builders of Newgrange, Newgrange is 5,000 years old. Doggerland was already gone by that time. But the builders of Göbekli Tepe, their descendants, they made their way all the way to Ireland when Doggerland was still there. Then the North Sea came up, Doggerland disappeared, and these people still knew how to build with massive stones thousands of years later.
I kind of wish we didn't all know about each other so we could just go walk and just see, like just come across some other mysterious tribe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It would have been so fun back in those days. You just walk and you end up in Ireland.
Right?
Yeah,
Even Malta,
Absolutely.
they had to make a way to like traverse over water, so boats, rafts, things like that, because the temples in Malta are among the oldest in the entirety of Europe. And you still see some similarities between Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe when you look at the Maltese temples, when you look at their construction. They're usually built towards rising sun, setting sun, equinox, solstice, things like that. But also you have rooms, niches in rooms and things like that, where you would clearly see, oh, this was more a place for feasting, this was more a place for ritual offerings. You can still see that in like Karahan Tepe, Göbekli Tepe. For me, it's a direct connection between two vastly different cultures, thousands of years apart, but still something was left and got taken to Malta, some knowledge or something like that. Yeah, we don't need an ancient, advanced, lost civilization. We already have awesome history. Exactly.
We have it in the actual archaeology. You don't need to like come up with a sci-fi idea.
There weren't aliens.
Yeah, exactly. I found what I was talking about, vaguely anyway. At Karahan Tepe and nearby Göbekli Tepe, it's thought that there was perhaps the idea of sins or impurity being put onto animals and then potentially sacrificed. And then that's kind of an idea seems to be in the Hittite Empire, which is the same area. So that's actually that same place, but what would it be? 8,000
There is
years
also
later.
a Hittite carving of a birdman with a big circle above its head.
That seems like straight out of this shamanistic sort of thing going on at the Taştepeler sites.
Yep.
Super interesting. Yeah, you see these hybrid forms all over the world actually, of like someone doing. But it seems to be they're doing a kind of trance and they're turning into an animal and they're taking on the
Well, I was
spirit
in
of that
Karahan
animal.
Tepe actually the day they found a pillar that has 8 fingers on both hands instead of the typical 5 that, like, as some of the pillars are
Weird.
looking like people. This is the only
Yeah.
one they found. It's got 8 fingers. It's like, what the
Weird.
hell? Is
Why?
that
You
the
can
8
see like, no, this is the normal one.
Why?
So this is the normal 5-fingered
Why
one.
8 fingers?
Exactly. Why 8 fingers?
There's an idea. I mean, I don't know what I think about this, but some of those pillars might represent specific individuals. So maybe that specific individual had lost both of his thumbs, or like had like both.
There's something else that's different about it. The shoulders are different about it, so it doesn't have the typical human shoulders that you see on the other ones.
Oh, weird.
So I don't know. I thought about it a lot. They found crane wings in Çatalhöyük. And I think they also found crane bones in Göbekli Tepe. And I read one of the ideas that I think Lee Clare posted, talking about how they may have been replicating like the dances of these animals for fertility rituals, because these animals do a dance when they're mating. So maybe this pillar is actually some kind of bird or something, and
Interesting. Very
I don't know.
interesting.
Maybe it's
I
there's
also-
definitely some kind of animal magic.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
also
could
love
a
the
shaman
fact that
take on the? Could a shaman transform into the crane?
Exactly.
you
Why
never
are they
know.
carrying? Why are they carrying the leopards on their back at Karahan Tepe?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I
Or
definitely
why,
think that's a transformation for me anyway.
For me
why
too.
are all the animals at Göbekli Tepe? Why do all of them have a thingamajiggy? Because they all
penis,
have
pee-pee.
their peepees.
They all have a peepee. Yeah, they're very
They're all
penis
male
obsessed.
They're all
animals at
males.
Göbekli Tepe. At
Yeah.
Göbekli Tepe, all of them are male. All the
Yep.
animal, every depiction that you see, it's all male. So I've been trying to look at like the other sites like Karahan Tepe or Sayburç and trying to focus on those animals. I don't always see a peepee at those sites. But at Göbekli Tepe, all of them
It's
have
obvious.
a peepee.
Yeah.
Çatalhöyük, interestingly, has lots of women depictions. It's not
Yeah.
so much
That's where it kind of
penis.
changes,
Wasn't
right?
it a
Penises.
matrilineal
Yeah.
society?
Yeah. Yeah, it's much more. I mean, they're obsessed with the Earth Mother
Yeah.
goddess, whatever you know.
We all
That's not
should be.
necessarily. Well, yeah,
it,
you know,
it
yeah.
makes sense. Like archetypically, when you're starting to begin farming and stuff like that, abstractly, you start thinking of abundance and trying to, you
Yeah.
know,
Whereas
So you get
Göbekli
fat
Tepe,
women.
they're hunters, you know.
they're
So
hunters.
that
Yeah,
it's
they're
this,
men.
it seems like it's this male-dominated, like hunting prowess kind of thing going on. You wouldn't want to fall into those people's hands when they're having a crazy party and they're feeling pretty like violent. Like,
Yeah, no.
you know, I'm thinking for me anyway. Like, I think if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you could end up killed at one of those ceremonies for sure.
Oh yeah, I see that. And also, I see that at Karahan Tepe or Göbekli
Yeah.
Tepe. Especially at Karahan Tepe, you have that. So at Karahan Tepe, they have currently uncovered two massive areas. All the other areas are like smaller buildings, kitchen area. You can clearly see, oh, this is a building, got the walls, and then there are two really massive areas. One is next to the phallic-shaped pillar room, and the other one is more on top of the mountain, and that's, I think, even bigger than that lower area. And that bigger area, they have like benches. It's almost like an amphitheater, but then
Yeah.
more archaic, more Stone Age, less developed. And then you have that guy that's holding his dick. Sorry, it's just he's holding it, and that's in that same area, and he's standing like all the way to the back next to the altar. And I think
It was found next to a vulture.
exactly. So I think that if they had certain rituals that had maybe some sacrifices, animal or human related, I mean, though that would have been, in my mind, that's sort of the room that you would probably do something like that in. Not in like your kitchen area or a house or the phallic shaped room. No, in that massive open area where everyone can see it, next to like the statue of the guy holding his thing, a vulture thing next to it, and then it just makes sense to me. Like that's
just
an
love
area
that-
for sacrifice.
Yeah, and I love that there's benches there because you can still see where people would have sat
They
all
would have
those years
sat
ago.
there.
10,000. What is it? 12,000 years ago. It's a long
Yeah.
flipping time ago, and you can actually see where people would have sat.
Mhm.
Oh my god, super wild.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
one of the crazy things about this society as well is that a lot of the world made these sorts of things out of wood, and therefore we've lost them and they've gone so long ago. Whereas this society, they made these things out of stone, which is great. It's great
funny
for
that
us
you
because they
say
survive.
this. So years ago, I made a video on my own personal hypothesis where I theorized that the Stone Age megalith buildings that we have remnants of were probably later additions to wooden structures that they probably created first on those same areas or like locations, sites. Some archaeologists absolutely, completely, flat out disagree with me because they're like, no, we don't see any evidence. But if they had dug it below the where the wood posts would have been, and they would have dug below that and then rebuilt, there's no evidence for wood ever having been there. So it's still possible. But we see so many sites that are just wood posts in like Germany, Denmark, England, you name it, it's all over. And then we have all these megalith stone buildings and structures and remnants. And in my mind, it's just, of course, they would have started with wood first. The only issue is in Turkey, in many areas in Turkey, especially in Sanliurfa area, there really isn't much wood.
Yeah.
There aren't many
I agree
trees.
with you.
Like
I totally agree with you.
Ankara, Hittite Empire, lots of trees.
Yeah.
Sanliurfa, no, absolutely not. So the only option that they had to create something was by using stone. That's why we have this left. And it's limestone that they mostly used, which is quite fairly easily shapeable. It's not hard compared to like other stones on the Mohs hardness scale. You can, it erodes. You can just make it wet, rub it, and you start to shape it already. Like that's how quick it goes.
They were using other stone to shape this stone, so it shows how, you know, malleable it is as a stone. They're using obsidian and things to actually make these carvings. Still quite hard to do.
It's still quite. I mean, it's not
you've never
easy,
done it before,
but yeah, I mean, I can see how they did it, and it's not magic.
You don't need alien technology to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this is the thing. When you actually go visit these places, it kind of starts to fill in the blank spots on the map, and you start to realize that the world, like, it does make sense. It's not just a crazy mystery that like no one can explain and whatever the History Channel says.
What's even better is that some people, they think that if they go there, it takes away the magic of the sites.
Oh, hell no.
It doesn't. No.
It adds
you
more.
Actually going there and experiencing the atmosphere and seeing these things that people 12,000 years ago would have touched or used or whatever, it adds so much magic to it.
Yeah, and you start to realize the sheer amount that we don't know as well, the sheer amount that there's still out there to be found and will be found, you know, like it's still in the infancy of learning about this culture.
Yeah,
it really is. There's not really any like big definitive book that's been made on this thing yet, because it's still like the data.
I don't think there's been any.
Yeah, I mean, I've read what is it, Klaus Schmidt's book, but like it's pretty early on, and it's kind of more like it's a bit of autobiographical, really. It's like his journey discovering this site. But yeah, aside from that, there hasn't been like a big archaeology textbook on the Tash Tepeler sites.
No, we need like sorry.
Oh yeah, we have a good one. We
need like, this is my Doggerland book.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need something like that.
Hold on, I got a good one. Let me show you.
But we need something like this. Yes, Dakota.
But it's coming. Like this is the thing, it's coming, and we're still in super early days, and it will be. This is the sort of thing that will be out. I think like 5 years time, there'll be like a big magisterial definitive. But well, not even definitive. It'll be like just the first couple of decades of research, you know.
Check this out.
Okay, Dakota, I'm excited now. Oh yes! Oh my God! You grabbed it. You took it home. That's so good.
Whoa. Okay. Well, that's great.
This is all the sites, every single one. Well, not every single one, but
was
it's
this
got
one
like
in English or Turkish?
Both.
Oh, both.
Amazing.
Both.
Amazing.
Yep.
Well, there is a book, but I mean that looks more like a sort of it's a picture book.
It's just a catalog. Yeah.
Catalog. Yeah. So that's from the museum, is it?
It's the museum catalog. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still super cool.
I'm glad they've done that. Yeah, I'm glad they've done that. That's awesome.
But like this.
But as far as like an academic textbook, I can't wait for them to release one.
So this is my Doggerland book, and it has the entire history of Doggerland with pictures, but also gives so much information of people that go there on our beaches and things that they found.
Totally.
And the stories of the people and excavations that have been carried out and the stories of the archaeologists working there. This got everything, and it's not even like a thick book, but it has so much. I think that if we have something like Tash Tepeler, And then
Yeah,
every
yeah.
site has its own book with like stories of
Oh.
archaeologists working
Oh,
at the
man.
site, the first discovery. Go into
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
I mean, you can sell 12 of these books for like $40 a piece at least, and people will buy that because holy shit, it's got all the info. So people,
Totally.
come on, make the book.
We're still too new to it. Like
I
there's
know.
and
That's the thing.
I
Yeah.
feel like some
Doggerland
of
was
these
found 100 years ago.
Yeah.
These things were found, what, 25 years ago? No, a bit longer.
Yeah.
I mean
90s.
Karahantepe 10 years
Karahantepe,
ago, not
10
even.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And
Yeah.
so much
And it
has
doesn't
really
seem
happened.
like anyone nobody on the team is taking the lead as far as being like a ambassador to the public. Lee
Yeah.
Clare, none of that. I mean, you kind of see Lee starting now to try a bit just because of all of the stuff going on. But, you know, with like the trolls and stuff, he's trying to fight back from an academic point. But there is no one from the team that's really like being the brand ambassador for the world. Here's what Göbekli Tepe is and Taş Tepe
Yeah.
there. We need
There's
that.
been so much-
Someone needs to step up over there.
There's been
Yeah.
so much controversy about all this going on.
Yeah, no, there's too much controversy, honestly. It's why I've been planning videos on Çakmak Tepe, Karahan Tepe, Göbekli Tepe, Sayburç again. But when I look at the footage that I have, and I look at the massive difference between the footage from 2024 and the footage from 2025, I don't want to work on it right now because I'm like, I first need footage from 2026 before I really look at it. And it's like,
Yeah.
because the footage itself from like these years, it tells a story in itself as well. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what makes
Yeah,
it
totally.
good to me. So that's why I am planning a couple videos on Turkish sites, but not the main ones, like not yet Göbekli Tepe or Karahan Tepe or Sayburç, as in like the deep dives that I normally make on ancient sites. There's too much happening and too much new stuff coming out that if I make one now, I will hate myself in a month for having made it already, because I already know there will be a massive discovery and I'll just slap myself on the face and be like, oh, you could not have waited one more month. I already know, like it's going to be like that.
The big one is that until recently, it was thought nobody lived at Göbekli Tepe, but now it's pretty
Yeah.
definitively been shown that people did live there.
There's a settlement, and that's
Yeah.
the weird thing. So like normally it would be temple on top of the hill, settlement around it. At Göbekli Tepe we have temple more to like half of the hill and then settlement above it. They were looking down, and that's why I don't necessarily think it's a temple area. It's more like you said, it's more like a Glastonbury, a Burning Man, a place for people to come together, because it's not
Yeah.
revered as a temple, because the temple would have been the highest place. That's where you
Yeah.
revere the gods, highest place of a mountain or a hill or whatever. That's not what we see at Göbekli Tepe, so I don't necessarily see it anymore as like an old temple. I really do see it as like a gathering place for all the other Taştepeler cultures, because these were all these, even though like they are connected in sort of building styles, they all had their own unique things, and I see them as different tribes. And Göbekli Tepe would have been the place where all of them came together. I see it like that.
Do you know what? It's interesting. It could be. I can see why you see it like that. Another way of looking at it is like they're all competing sites. They're all Glastonburys, and they're all fighting for the attention of the passers-by, because for some reason that area seems to be an area of abundance where there's lots of food, lots of animals congregating, because it's just after the Ice Age.
Yeah.
And it might be that they're all competing for these people, but who knows?
I mean,
both
the
may be true.
ceremonial areas of the other sites, if we look at like Sayburç, Sefertepe, Çakmak Tepe, even the ceremonial areas where they would have come together, even Harbetsuvan, way smaller. So the ceremonial area of like not a settlement, not like a house for someone to live in, not a residential spot, they're way smaller. And then at Karahan Tepe and Göbekli Tepe, we see those massive open sites. Even
Yeah.
at Cyborg, the ceremonial sites are much smaller. It's just that where the guy's holding his thingamajig with the lions, or the what is it, like the I think they're lions, but I think you said that you might think that they're not lions.
Leopards, isn't it? Is it
Yeah.
leopards?
Leopards, lions, felines. That is the
Felines.
biggest
Yeah.
ceremonial area that we have found at Cyberg for now.
I bet the Karahan Tepe leader was like, "Yeah, fuck Göbekli Tepe. We're our
Exactly. They
Karahan
had
Tepe.
two massive ceremonial areas, not residential, and they are massive.
we're
Like
the
that
shit
one
over
is
here
like-
at Karahan Tepe."
Exactly, we are the shit. We do like actual
Look
sacrifices
at our guy.
in
We're-
ours.
Our guy's 7 foot tall.
Yeah, exactly. 7 foot tall, and he'll fucking kill someone. He'll kill someone in front of you.
Urfa man is
Wild
nothing
man.
compared to our guy with holding his thingamajig. Like nothing.
Let's talk about Urfa Man for a minute, because Urfa
yeah.
Man always intrigues me, because Urfa Man was found doing construction work in the
Yeah, isn't
city
that
of
hilarious?
Urfa. So I mean, we were talking about Edessa earlier and the history of the place. The history goes back, 12,000 years. So who's to
Yeah.
say there wasn't some sort of Tash Tepe site in Urfa where this guy was linked to?
Oh, absolutely. There
The
was.
whole thing's lost because it's a big city and people have built on it for 12,000 years. But there
It's
would
a
have been
good
even more
question.
sites.
We
There would
get
have
a
been even
good
more.
question on YouTube. Someone says, "Wonder if any of it was painted."
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I definitely agree that it was probably painted by using ochre.
Yeah.
Like the different shades of ochre that we can make.
Why wouldn't you
Definitely.
paint?
I mean,
Something
we saw
like
the
that, why
boar.
wouldn't you?
The boar had like the red near the mouth and the eye and the ears.
Yeah.
So yeah. And that
You
that
go
was
through all that
red
effort
ochre.
to carve the thing. Like painting is easy.
Yeah.
Right. Just to bring it back to Urfa Man. Urfa Man is 2,000 years later.
Yes.
That's,
So how
that's
cool?
crazy.
How cool is that? How cool is that?
They maintained that cultural imagery for 2,000 years at least.
Yep.
The triangle necklace, the face.
all the same.
Yeah, it's all the
Yeah.
same.
The hands.
Another thing crazy about Urfa Man is that his eyes are obsidian and it comes from 500 miles away.
That's
I'm
insane.
trying to like show the eyes because this one at least have some. It has small stones in the eye sockets.
He's not in Urfa right now. He's in Berlin. They moved him to Berlin temporarily for a museum.
Oh no! I was about to say we will go and see the Urfa Man.
Oh well, I'm sure it'll be
Will
back by
he be
September.
back?
Hopefully he'll be back.
Yeah,
He'll be
I
back.
think by
Wait, let me
September.
let
it'll
me
be back.
check if maybe I can find.
I hope he's
Urfa
back when
Man,
we go.
Germany.
Berlin.
Um,
They took some good ones. I think they might have even took the boar.
Oh,
no way! No way!
They're doing a whole Tash Tepe lair immersive museum. I think it's like the first builders or something they're calling it.
Yeah,
I
a
may have
building
to go and
community exhibition featuring Urfa Man replicas has been displayed in Berlin.
Oh,
in
it's a replica?
2026.
Okay, that makes sense.
Saying replica, I
Okay,
mean
that makes sense.
that makes way more sense. Yeah,
Turkey's like, yeah, you can make a replica of it.
yeah.
You can't have the original.
You can't have the original. I mean, Turkey would be not gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it as it is. Turkey would be dumb to actually give the originals for exhibitions. Sorry for saying it, but Egypt has been asking for like the bust of Nefertiti for a decade or so at this point.
Yeah.
Berlin's not budging.
No.
You keep
Yeah, if you
your
get- if you-
originals. You give them replicas and accept this. This is the only thing you get because we know what happens when, European countries get their hands on
Yeah.
stuff.
Just like, oh, Urfa Man. No, we never had it. It never arrived.
No, never arrived. Never was here. We have
Just
no
clearly
clue.
see it behind them, just like on the shelf.
Exactly. Like I already know. Like why do we have the pyramids in Egypt? Because the British couldn't bring it to the museum. That's the only reason. Come on, people.
Well, we gave it a good go. We took some of the obelisks. Everybody had.
See?
Everyone's got
This
an
is what
obelisk.
I mean.
There's an obelisk in New York. There's an obelisk in Istanbul,
DC.
actually.
That's
There's
a
one
good
in-
city.
Istanbul, yeah.
yeah, Paris. They're all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, exactly. Like the Brits really got their hands on it.
Yes, and everyone else.
And everyone else. Yeah, true.
Not quite the Dutch, actually. Oh, there's some stuff in Holland. There's not a lot, though.
There's everything that we
the
stole
Rijksmuseum.
from
The
Egypt, we
Rijksmuseum?
already gave back. And
really?
there are
That's good.
there are a couple things on loan in the Rijksmuseum, and there are a few things that were gifted to us by previous Egyptian governments. And we have made a deal with them that if the governments in the future asks for it, we will return. But we have one temple in the Rijksmuseum, and that temple was gifted to us because we helped build the Aswan Dam and keep other temples safe.
Oh, nice.
And it was like
yeah,
a
I've
Roman
seen,
era temple.
I've seen that
So-
temple. Good
Yeah,
guys.
it's a really nice one. Good
guy
quality.
Dutch.
Yeah. But like that was a gift to us. So we don't really do keeping things like from the Egyptians. Like we want to have a good standing relation with them, and we have a long we have an Egyptian exhibit that's not, it doesn't have an ending date, and there are several pieces that are on loan by Egypt. And the moment Egypt says, hey, we need this or that, it gets sent straight away. And then we may ask for something else on loan to show that. But like besides that, no, that's fine.
Can I share with you guys one of the mysteries?
Yes.
So I think it is Chayonu. They found like a little, I don't know what it's made out of, but it's like a little character with two heads.
Mm-hmm.
And then they find this at Karahantepe.
Which is a character with two
Which
heads.
which is a character with two heads. And I think there's even one more in the museum.
Do you think it could be like a mother who's holding a child on its back with like the wrapping, textile wrappings around it, like they do in Africa still sometimes? Like it's an African way of like carrying your baby, I think. Like a lot of
even in Peru.
Even in Peru, yeah, exactly. Even in Peru, like that's a really, really good way to like hold something on your back without it being like restrictive or like a bag would like cut into your shoulder, things like that. It's such a good way to wrap. Like I've seen some women do that. But yeah, I think
I was hoping for aliens or something.
Sorry. I don't do aliens,
it makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I see when I see, like, because one of the heads was really big and the other one was a bit smaller.
That is true.
And it looked like to be someone on his back or so.
Okay, what do you think about this one? This one right here.
Oh, that one's crazy, dude. Like, that's a scary face with the stitched mouth or the teeth or whatever it is.
That's a deity.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like a deity. That looks like a god. Like,
with, it's almost like shells in the eyes.
Yeah. Seems to me they've got quite a fully formed pantheon of gods. Like, it's crazy. They have like a very fully formed spiritual world, is what it seems.
I love it. I know, I love it.
That's the someone in the chat says that's Vecna.
Yeah. If you're one of these guys 10,000 years ago, you see that, you probably know who it is. You're probably like, oh fuck, that's Gishma, the god of war or something. Like,
You drop down on your knees immediately and start like, oh my god, all hail. I'm so sorry.
And you look behind you and the 7-foot guy from Karahantepe is there with an obsidian knife ready to fucking chop your head off.
I believe that.
Yeah.
We'll get you guys one of these books when we get there.
Oh yeah, awesome. I'm so excited though. Like I can't wait to be back in Turkey and just see how far they've come at this point, because much has happened.
What's your favourite carving from Karahan or Göbekli, both of you?
Ooh, that's a really good question. So my favorite,
sculpture or carving?
It's not even that. It's the guy with the thingamajig at Karahantepe, the big one. It's so, in a way, perfection, but also you can see his ribs. It's so almost over the top human, that carving. With like emaciated, dead, he died of hunger, and then they carved a statue to honor him in a way. Like, why did he need to be emaciated and die of hunger? That's what I feel when I look at him.
Yeah.
He went like through hell and died. He didn't come back, but they at least honored him.
Yeah. Is that a story that they're all aware of? They look at that and they're like, that's the story of
I'm not sure. That's what I feel when I look at him,
think so.
because he's so emaciated. Yeah.
Or it might represent an idea.
Yeah, true.
But maybe a story that became an idea, and then because some of the best stories are these mythological things where they get themes tied up with them. Yeah.
But
For me,
sometimes when you have like the in like shamanism, don't they have like, I mean, Dakota's probably way more familiar with this than I am. But like some people like meditate until they stop breathing. So what if this? What if this was a thing that happened at Karahan Tepe, and then they carved this statue to honor that person who just kept meditating until they were so emaciated and their body just stopped functioning? I mean, it's not too far-fetched, I think.
The quest for enlightenment.
Yeah,
if it was to appease the gods, he would have probably done it to appease those gods and make sure that his community would be safe after his own death.
And the statue was buried. It wasn't stood upright like how we see it.
Exactly. So I feel like it definitely has something to do with that, in my mind. That's why that's my favorite.
Mine is the guy carrying the leopard on his back. Those ones are my favorite.
There's that's also, well, one of them in particular is my favorite, and it's a really creepy one. It's, you know, the one where there's a face just staring out like that, and he's got the leopard just coming out over his back. It's in the museum, and it's so fucking creepy.
That one is my favorite too. I'll show.
I look at that, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Because it's like head height, so you can just stare into this guy's eyes.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think it means?
I think it's a shaman who's shape-shifting into a leopard. I think he's becoming a leopard.
Do you think
like that.
Do you think they were hunting the leopards, and when you kill the leopard, you wear its skin or something, and then that is
could well
be
power? The leopard is definitely the pinnacle, because the leopard is also the animal that hunts humans.
The best predator, right?
Yeah.
So for you to kill the top, for you to kill the apex, you're consuming its energy to then wear its skin or.
So for a top hunter, killing a boar is easy, but
I think everyone did it.
Yeah,
I think the pillar room is penises, and I think to be considered a man, you have to be put into that room by bringing a leopard in there. That's just my imagination when I say.
Yeah, could well be.
Because there is a leopard man stone in that pillar room. Actually,
yeah, there is, and most people don't see it because it's so kind of
That's the one.
It's eroded in the pillar room. It's like fully eroded.
Look at his face. Look at his brow.
That
it's
face.
Horrifying.
Yeah,
he is some sort of high priest who is. He's in charge. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's so
he's like, yeah. That is a guy who's confident in his abilities to shapeshift into an animal.
So in that phallic pillar room, for the people watching who may not have a clue, so in that phallic pillar room, all the pillars were created out of bedrock, but only one was brought into it, and that's actually in the shape of another one of those leopard mans, of a guy having a leopard on top of him. It's just that the stone has eroded so much in the past 12,000 years, you barely see the shape, but we recognize it because there's like two. It's a shape of, like, you can see this was a head, this is another head, it's on top, and that is the only stone that was brought into the room, while the phallic shapes were all created out of bedrock. And it makes sense what Dakota is saying. Like, if at Karahan Tepe there was like a coming of age ritual, and this was the leopard tribe, let's just give it a name, then it makes sense for the community to bring a leopard into that pillar room and let a little boy into that, and if you survive, you're a man. Or have the boy ensnare the leopard, bring it into the room himself, and that's how he become a man. It's like sort of like that idea of this is the leopard tribe doing this ritual for a coming of age ceremony. Yeah, I definitely see it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it like that too. And there's clearly different skill sets. Like these guys carve, and these guys are the hunters or the magicians or whatever. And you can clearly see that. I mean, if the average age is about 40, I think that's what they're saying based on the bones.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be also a hunter and a master carver. So there is some kind of division of skill happening also, which is just, again,
right.
an ode to their complexity.
One interesting thing about, you always hear like people only lived to 30 in the past, people only lived to 40. That's not everybody. There would be people who lived older. Like, not everyone, of course, but you get some elders. And that always intrigues me. Like, you have an 80-year-old in this society, they're going to have so much more information than everybody else. They're going to just be like Yoda.
They
sat
have
there, they know everything.
Knowledge.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And is that the sort of person who becomes a shaman, who has all this generational knowledge, as you say, and then they have this extra information?
I like that idea. Definitely.
It wouldn't be everybody, of course, but like I
I
like to think, well, we know there were some people some people were older.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited to. I mean, honestly, like traveling alongside Dakota has been amazing in the past 2 years that I've done it, and now adding Pete to it. And Pete is also, when it comes to like the humor that Pete has, it's also like good and silly, like me and Dakota. So that's good, because I can't deal with people that are like way too serious all the time. That's fun for like a video that you make professionally, but like in real life, please laugh.
I am a Monty Python sketch.
Exactly. This is
That's
good.
my life.
Yes. I mean,
weirdly,
your
Dakota,
mother was a hamster.
Yes, and your father smelt of elderberries. Dakota, I've been watching your channel for 10 years, probably.
I know you said that. It's very nice. Thank you.
Very strange. Very surreal.
I'm bad at taking compliments.
Oh no, I'm the same.
But I watch your videos too.
Yeah, because I
watch the whole thing. I watch all 3 hours of it too, and I watch it.
There you go. Come on, nice.
I mean, back when I still smoked,
God, so
I used to watch History Time documentaries and smoke a spliff and just
I do that now.
Be immersed in the documentary. It's
completely legal where you are. You can do it whenever you want.
I don't do it anymore. Like I quit about 5 years ago now. 6 years ago now. But like it's not 6. I mean 8 years ago now. Because 6 years ago I quit smoking. Wow, that's weird. I'm old. I forgot how old I was for a moment. But yeah, no, I mean, I used to smoke that and watch your documentaries and just be amazed for like 3 hours and not even go to the bathroom or anything. Because I mean,
I think that's a lot of people in the comments actually. Yeah. No, yeah. Well, it's weird. No, it's cool that we're all gonna hang out together on this trip.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be exciting. Yeah.
It's going to be so good.
Do you know what? We haven't even talked about anywhere else besides the Tash Tepeler sites. We've only talked about this one small area.
A little bit about Haran, Shwayib, and Sokmatar,
We're going to Cappadocia. We're going to underground cities. We're going to the Hittite capital, Hattusha. We're going to Ankara.
Green Stone.
Yeah, we're going to all these different places.
We're going to climb a mountain.
Mount Nemrut.
Nemrut.
Ooh,
I forgot about Nemrut.
So good.
God, with that massive tumulus.
If there was a greatest hits album, we're hitting most of them.
Yeah.
Mount
really
Nemrut is actually one of the best sites I've ever been to. It's incredible. Like it's a giant burial mound. It's one of the biggest burial mounds ever, and it's on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Like what a crazy, absolute crazy guy decided he was going to have his tomb on top of a mountain. Absolute ball of
really crazy guy.
You can see it from miles away. You can see it when I went there last, we were staying in the hotel in like the town down at the very bottom of all these mountains, and you could see the flipping thing off in the distance, like 50 miles away or something. It's crazy.
I also like that in the middle of the tour of like all the massive big sites and all the experiences that you're going to have and the things you're going to see, it takes a lot to like fully comprehend what you've just done for the past couple days. And then we have a break in the middle and it's like, let's do a boat tour on the Euphrates.
Yes.
Let's just chill, relax, breathe, take a moment to take it all in before we go back to hectic and seeing all these amazing sights. And I really love that boat tour day. It's
Me
one
too.
of my
Black
favorites.
Rose, the Black Rose ice cream.
Oh, the Black Rose. It's so good.
Do you know, it's
honestly
sort of
so good.
feels like a break, but it's not a break really, because
Exactly.
you'll also be bombarded by history on that day,
But
because
it's
that's the
so
day where
beautiful.
we can discuss our learnings and what we've found and what we've seen, and put it into context for the rest of the tour. The tour is also vaguely chronological in order, which is nice.
I know, that's cool.
So we do the really ancient stuff at the start,
Yeah.
and then we move through the rest of Anatolian history and geography. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
The first year we did it, we started at Hattusha and then we went to Sanliurfa. And then last year when we were like setting up the tour, the three of us, Dakota, Ramazan, and I, all three of us were like, we need to start in Urfa and then make our way to Hattusha. And yeah, it's way more chronological. It fits in a way, but also seeing Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe as like your last couple days on the tour, you've already seen so much. It kind of loses its magic in a way. And if you see that all the way in the beginning, you had a fresh mind and you weren't exhausted by the tour itself yet.
Yeah, you want to see them first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Start the trip off there with a bang, and start
it's so good,
the history of Turkey with a bang there.
But yeah, for the people that are watching and you want to join, the link was pinned on top of the chat. It's thecommunitygarden.org/tours, and then you go to the Ancient Wonders of Anatolia tour. Yeah, and you can book your spot. And if you use code CLE, then we know you came from me. But if you use code HistoryTime, we know that you came from Pete. And if you don't use a code, it's also fine. We have no clue how you got there, but we still love you for it.
Or you can just say a different code.
Oh, yeah, true. Just say anything. Just say, I like Dakota's hair today. It's fine.
I think that would class as Dakota. If you're going to say something like that, just say, I like History Time's hair.
No, you just say raccoon. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just say raccoon.
Yeah, it's exciting, guys. It's exciting. Yeah.
So
do you
we
live
might
there now, Dakota? Do you live in Urfa?
No. I'm just traveling always.
You do live on the road, it seems.
Yeah.
I hear from you, and you're just like, oh, I'm just here in Kuala Lumpur. I'm just over here.
He really is like that. This is the longest. I think this is the longest he's been in Detroit in the past 10 years.
Yeah, it is
I've
true.
known him for like 2.5 years, almost 3 years by now. And he always goes back to his mom for around like Christmas, New Year's Eve. It's mandatory.
Go and do your washing.
Of course.
Yeah.
But this is the longest you've been home afterwards, I think.
I know, it feels good.
She's so happy. She's so happy already.
I'm happy too. It just feels like,
you needed to be home
breathe
for a
while.
second. Yeah. No, that's good. So we probably will do another live stream in like a month or two and talk more about Turkey and get more people excited to come and join us, because
we can do it on my channel next if you want.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, next time we can work out how to stream it on all of our channels, which we tried to do this time, but I don't know how to use a computer.
I am blonde, and you guys apparently are not rested like computers, so I have to figure it out while being blonde. I'll make it work. I will make it
I'm a Göbekli Tepe stone cutter in a modern body.
Exactly. That's exactly who you are.
Yeah.
Now, Pete, if you would just make me a T-pillar, we're fine.
Yeah, I could do that. Easy peasy. I'll have it done by morning.
Exactly.
No worries at all. No worries at all.
No, I will figure
turn the computer on for that.
Oh yeah, no, I will figure out how to do a multi-stream on like multiple YouTube channels and do that for like next month or the month after. But we will do a couple more live streams before August probably, and get you guys excited for the tour, give you some more background information.
Totally.
Yeah, because we're excited and we want people to join.
And we can just ask each other about Göbekli Tepe again.
Yeah, exactly. And I personally am not in any way, shape, or form like, I don't feel the war is going to affect Turkey, because Iran and Turkey have a good standing relation. And even though the old Ayatollah is now gone and they have a new supreme leader, I don't think this new supreme leader will rip a good standing relation with Turkey to shreds. I don't see it happening. A lot of Iranians fled to Turkey. Turkey opened its doors. Like I said, good relations between the two. I don't see
hopefully
anything
it's all
happening
over
there.
by September.
Exactly.
I hope
Hopefully
so.
it'll
I
all
hope
be
so.
over.
To be honest, like, for the sake of Iran, I mean, like, come on, it's the people. The people suffer. The people always suffer, and it's not like because of a government. You know, I mean, look, I'm not a fan of the Iranian government, obviously, but you know, you shouldn't just go and bomb everyone. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But, you know,
But
when I was in Turkey last, it was full of the bit that I was in was full of Iranian people on holiday, just having a lovely time.
I mean,
you know,
both
they're having a
countries
holiday.
like each other's cultures and history, and there's a lot of overlap between tourism between the two. I just don't see this war really siphoning into this area particularly. We see way more in the south of that entire area. It's between Israel and Iran. That's the main issue and focus. And it goes into like the Arabian Peninsula, which is way more south as well. Turkey is way up north, and the area is massive. If you look at it like on the Mercator map, it looks like a really small area and everything's super close. It's massive. The Mercator map is wrong. It skews your perception. So don't look at the Mercator map when it goes to when it comes to the Middle East. Because you will have no clue. Sorry. It's Turkey itself is
Dakota.
a massive country. Dakota. It's all your fault. No, no, but seriously,
massive area.
I'm not afraid of
huge
it.
Area.
And I'm excited to go there. And I'm excited to see you guys. Just hang around.
I'm excited also.
Yeah. And
I was this close to going to Iraq.
Ooh.
And then when was that? Last year, and a bunch of crazy stuff kicked off. And then I was thinking about going again, and then a bunch of crazy stuff kicked off. Like, Iraq looks like it's a bit crazy right now, but Turkey's fine.
Well, Turkey's, half Europe, so it's a bit of a different situation.
Exactly. It'd be a big deal if like Turkey was getting super involved,
Yeah. So,
okay, my friends.
With this said, come and join us in Turkey. Link is in the chat. And we will do another live stream like next month or the month after, and I will announce it everywhere once I know when. And thank you guys for joining and talking about the tour and Turkey in general.
and thank you to everyone in the chat.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining, watching. Leave a like, comment, or whatever. And I will see you in the next stream.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Kaylee. Okay, Pete, see you guys next time.